Good evening once again, promotion candidate. Today we like to touch more on about areas that they set questions concerning the Ministry of Education. Whether you like it or not, you are going to get questions from this area. That is why it is most appropriate to look at these questions areas about the Ministry of Education to help us pass our promotion exams. I'm still pleading with promotion candidate to support these tutorials to be coming on all the time, and that is why I've put my Momo line uh, under the screen and with the name there. Contribute your quota to the support of the promotion tutorials for me to bring it all the time to you. So don't forget to contribute your quota. Those who have contributed, I'm so much grateful, and I really respect you for the support that you have given to me. God bless all of you for the wonderful work that you have been doing. Continue to support me. Those who have not yet supported, kindly do your best to support these tutorials for us to always bring it to you for you to pass your promotion exams. Today we are looking at um, all questions about the Ministry of Education, questions area that you may get from or concerning the Ministry of Education. Like this video and don't forget to click on the subscribe button and subscribe. So today we are looking at the Ministry of Education. What is it about? So the Ministry of Education was established under the Civil Service Law 327. The law that established the Ministry of Education is Civil Service Law 327, and under the PNDC law 1993. PNDC law 1993. Have them in mind with the mandate to provide relevant education to all Ghanaians. That is the function of the Ministry of Education. So, questions that they may ask about is the law that established the Ministry of Education. If they um, want the two. The first one is the Civil Service Law 327, and the second one is PNDC Law 1993 about the Ministry of Education. So the Ministry of Education is committed to putting in place education system focused on promoting creativity and problem solving through the development of academics, technical, vocational programs that would improve the acquisition of skills and assure job market readiness. So its main focus is to prepare the citizens or to prepare the Ghanaians citizens through the academic, through the technical, and through the vocational programs so that they will improve their skills and talent that they have to be ready for the job market in the country. That is the work of the Ministry of Education. Now let's look at the vision, so the mission of the Ministry of Education. So the mission or the short-term plan of the Ministry of Education is to formulate policies and help these policies to be implemented by the implementing agencies like GS, NACA, and the rest to help the education in Ghana and ensure that quality and accessible education to all Ghanaians um, with the requisite skills to achieve a human development, then good health, poverty reduction, then we have national integration and international recognition. This is the short-term um, mission of the Ministry of Education that everybody needs to know. Now let's look at some key mandate of GS, two key mandates of GS. So one of the mandate is to formulate government educational policies. One of the mandate is to formulate educational policies in the country. And the second one is providing education at all levels with emphasis on science, information communication technology, that is ICT, to all Ghanaians, which assists them to develop their potential to be productive, self enhanced self actualization, and peaceful coexistence, to facilitate poverty reduction and to promote socio-economic um, development in the country. Now, it has five key functions that it plays. It has five key functions, five key work that the Ministry of Education does. And let's look at these functions that the Ministry of Education is entitled to the Ghanaians. So one of the first function of the Ministry of Education is to initiate and formulate policies options on education for the consideration of the government. So the work of the Ministry of Education is to initiate and to formulate um, policies on education for the consideration by the government of the day. So that is the work of the Ministry of Education, or one function of the Ministry of Education. Then the second one is to initiate and advise the government plans on education. So it also has the advisory role to play on the policies that are being considered by the government. It is the Ministry of Education that advises the ministry, the government of the day, on plans on education. That is the second point. The third one is to undertake um, such as research as may be necessary for the effective implementation of government policies on education. So, in educational policies that is taken, there is a research that goes into it before any policy will come out as being implemented by the implementing agency. So, have it in mind. Then the fourth one is to review government policies and plans on education. So after any educational policy is being implemented, it goes through evaluation and review to see its effectiveness and the failures, the challenges that are facing the policy, so that the government will make a proper evaluation on the policy and have it implemented in the very good best of the nation. Then coordinate and monitor the implementation of the sector policies and strategies on education. That is why it has the oversight responsibility on the implementing agencies to see that all the policies that the Ministry of Education has brought in um, to be implemented by the implementing agencies, take good note of them and see its implementation. So it's very, very important. Then these are areas that questions also come on, and you need to have a fair knowledge about this, especially assistant director one and assistant and deputy director. So spanning from assistant director two, director one, and deputy directors, and recent rumors that the director two are also going to have their interview on the promotion. You need to also look at these areas to help you um, pass your promotion exams. Now, let's look at the responsibilities of the Ministry of Education. One of the key responsibilities of the Ministry of Education is that the Ministry of Education is working towards achieving the overall goal of providing relevant and quality education for Ghanaian children, including the disadvantaged, and to enable them acquired skills which will help them make them functional, literate, and productive to facilitate a poverty alleviation and promote rapid economic socio-economic growth. So one of the responsibilities is the Ministry of Education providing relevant and quality education for Ghanaian, including the disadvantaged, that is the physically challenged or the disabled people. Then the the second responsibility of the Ministry of Education is to expand access to quality education at all level of education. So right from the basic to the tertiary, it is the work of the Ministry of Education to see that quality education is provided at all levels for learners or students as a whole. So it is very important. Then providing the third one is provided and improving infrastructure facilities. So at all levels, the instructional so infrastructure facilities that needed by students to be used or the personnel to be used in the education sector need to be provided and maintain its quality for education to move on is the full responsibility of the Ministry of Education in collaborating with the central government to help the education in Ghana. Then making tertiary education more cost effective, not too much expensive and not too much low, so that people can afford the education in Ghana. So it is the work of the Ministry of Education to look at all these issues. Then the sixth one is raising the quality of teaching and learning for effective outcomes in all teaching or in all level of education. Then the um the the seventh one is making education more relevant to the national goals and aspiration by focusing on the technical and vocational education. Then there's eighth one is, or the eighth responsibility is to establish a well coordinated and integrated system of scientific, um, technological, and social innovative for public-private sector partnership and development. These are the things that the Ministry of Education or the responsibilities of the Ministry of Education that it does. Now let's look at these questions always come in the deputy directors, and you need to be very careful. We are looking at the directorate under the Ministry of Education. How many directorates do we have under the Ministry of Education? There are 9 directorates under the Ministry of Education that you need to know. And do have in mind any of them? I'm going to elaborate this or I'm going to align this. One is the General Administration. One directorate under the Ministry of Education is the General Administration. The second one is Human Resource. The third one is Finance. The fourth one is Pre-Tertiary. The third one is Tertiary. So the fifth one is Tertiary. The sixth one is Planning, Budgeting, Monitoring, and Evaluation. Then the seventh one is Statistics, Research, Information, and management. And the eighth one is audit, internal audit, and the last one is procurement. These are the 9 directorates under the Ministry of Education that you need to know before you go and write your promotion exams. We shall meet another time to see any of the things that we need to know before we go and write our promotion aptitude test. Have a good night and God bless you.